Queen Margrethe will never forget the moment she was introduced to Mary Elizabeth Donaldson from Australia by her son, Crown Prince Frederick. "I have to say that the very first time he let me meet her, I hoped it would last. As the saying goes, the pasta base was perfect. My mother used the term, and it was clear that the bottom of the pasta was mostly fine," Queen Margrethe said in an interview in Berlingske in 2015. Here, she made no secret of her joy for Crown Princess Mary and the paired race the pair of crown princes have developed. "They're good together and they're great parents. They're good at everything. When it comes down to it, they both take the ball in their hands. The way Mary works with her foundation and the efforts she makes for young women who are at risk of violence and her anti-bullying efforts in schools is something she needs to do. She can do things that I could never do," the Queen said. She made it clear that she was very proud of her daughter-in-law. "I may be a terrible mother-in-law, but she's a proud one," she sounded with a smile. More recently, Queen Margrethe also emphasized in The Monarch and the Man how highly she values her daughter-in-law and how pleased she is to see the Crown Prince couple preparing for the task they will one day take on: adopt. "It's a great joy for me. It really is. Frederick has settled into his role, he's great at it, and he has great support in the form of his wife. My mother never got to meet Mary, but she would have really appreciated her and recognized her abilities. She is doing what my mother is doing. She has decided that she has been given the task of life and she will fulfill it as best she can." Queen Margrethe can hardly give greater praise. She knows better than anyone how important Queen Ingrid was to her husband, King Frederick, and to what extent Queen Ingrid helped to renew the royal household in her lifetime. She also knows how her mother did everything she could to learn the Danish language, to become Danish, and to support her husband who would one day become King of Denmark. Together, King Frederick and Queen Ingrid have become a popular royal couple, and it is clear that Queen Margrethe believes that the Crown Prince couple will one day become a strong new royal couple. Just as importantly, the Queen is not the only one sending roses to Crown Princess Mary. Polls show she has achieved huge popularity. And when this week she will headline a series of radio and television programs and be mentioned in newspapers, magazines and journals, yes, more praise will pour in for the Crown Princess, right up to her 50th birthday on February 5th. Her position is so strong today that many people forget how dramatically her life changed when she arrived in Denmark. Not only was she visited by travelers from the other side of the globe, she also went from being raised in an ordinary family to being a member of royalty and a royal household with roots going back 1,000 years. From Mary Donaldson, she suddenly became Her Royal Highness Crown Princess Mary Elizabeth. In one fell swoop she was surrounded by media interest, which meant that overnight she became an extremely public figure. How great the shock was is hard to describe. But Crown Princess Mary didn't just cope with the change. She was able to succeed in her new role. She has strengthened Crown Prince Frederick and together with him holds a group of 4 children. Parallel to her family life, she has been involved in a wide range of social and humanitarian causes. From the beginning of her time in the royal family, she knew instinctively that she had to use her new privileged position to accomplish important tasks. Gradually, she evolved into an almost royal activist who wanted to use her fame to focus more attention on vulnerable and exposed people in need of support. In 2007, she had already established the Mary Foundation, which combats social exclusion, promotes tolerance, and fosters a better understanding of diversity. The foundation focuses on bullying, domestic violence, and loneliness, which have in common that these are issues that are often difficult to face. She is also in demand outside Denmark, and over the years she has, among other things, visited refugee camps in low-income countries to draw attention to the fact that millions of women and children are forced to flee war and persecution. A particularly notable case was the fight for women's rights, and in speeches she protested the fact that so many girls and women around the world are forced into marriage, subjected to violence and sexual harassment. In a speech in New York's Central Park, she summarized her cause with these words: "I fight for the rightful place of women and girls in our world equal to their husbands, brothers and sons." In recent years, she has also been interested in the UN's global goals and has become increasingly immersed in working for more sustainable development both at home and around the world. The Princess of Fashion, as the young and well-dressed hereditary princess was called in her early years, is now concerned that the global and previously highly polluting textile and fashion industries produce more sustainable and environmentally friendly products. If you talk to politicians who have been close to the Crown Princess, they often emphasize how dedicated and hard she works for her important causes. All of this has helped increase her popularity, generate respect for her work, and give the royal family a more social status. For the same reason, there is a long way to go between critics. It is estimated that she is working hard to live up to her special role as Crown Princess and future Queen. Nevertheless, warning signs have flared up. Some critics have noted that at times she has been too busy with international work. There are also politicians who felt, but didn't necessarily say it out loud, that she came close to explosive political topics on several occasions. When Crown Princess Mary, for example, emphasizes the need to help women and children on the run and living in deplorable conditions, she approaches a complex discussion about how Western countries should deal with the millions of refugees and immigrants who dream of coming here. When she talks about the importance of a green future, she is asked what she and the royal family itself contribute. And more recently, critics have suggested that because of her support for the LGBT+ movement, she risks being drawn into heated confrontations over identities and values that divide many people. The criticism shows that today's royals have a difficult balance to strike. They are quick to be criticized if they don't work hard enough at their privileged position. It's also crazy if cords are cut at holiday events. But they also risk being hacked when they meddle and use their visibility to focus on programs they deem important. Overall, the Crown Princess has accomplished a lot and made few mistakes. Along the way, she, like Queen Ingrid, has made Denmark her home. When she gave a speech to Crown Prince Frederick on the occasion of his 50th birthday in May 2018, she spoke of how his love for the country had become her love as well. "You love your country and have long infected me with that love. So much so that I am deeply moved when I sing along to 'In Denmark I was born, that's where I'm home.' Knowing that I probably feel at home, but I wasn't born here. My own explanation is that our roots grow throughout our lives. We will find home again."